Close your eyes. Not in a moment, not after this paragraph, but right now, before the veil of night finishes descending completely over your world. Yes, in this precise, fleeting, and eternal instant. Feel how the day that has just concluded dissolves in your memory like watercolors under a gentle drizzle. Allow the bright screen of your day, with its urgencies, its noises, and its incessant demands, to fade into the distance, becoming a distant echo. Grant your eyelids permission to become heavy, incredibly heavy, as if they were two curtains of ancient and sumptuous velvet that at the end of a great performance descend with majestic and definitive slowness. Now, breathe. Not as you have done automatically all day, do it with intention, do it slowly, feeling the complete journey of the air. Feel how it enters through your nose, fresh and charged with the silent promise of the night, and perceive how it not only fills your lungs, but seems to cleanse every corner of your being. And then, as it exits, feel how it carries away the sediment of the day, every unexpressed frustration, every worry anchored in your shoulders, every bit of tension accumulated in your jaw. The air that enters is pure possibility. The air that exits is liberation. And as you exhale once more, in the silence created between one breath and the next, incline your inner ear. Listen to this secret, a truth so potent that Florence Scovel Shinn, one of the most revolutionary and pragmatic metaphysical masters of the 20th century, only shared in the intimacy of her closest circles, in a low voice, almost in a whisper, so that it would be received not by the logical mind, but by the soul, in the sacred stillness that precedes the universe of sleep. Now, with that emerging calm settled in your body, ask yourself, what if I told you that 3 phrases, just 3 whispers spoken in the sacred twilight of your room, were the only requirement for a radical transformation? What if those 3 brief sequences of words, charged with serene intention, were enough for your deep mind, your subconscious, to tune into a channel of infinite prosperity that is already broadcasting your name and waiting for your connection while your body rests and regenerates? This is not a magic trick, it's not an empty mantra repeated without conviction, it's not superficial positive thinking, trying to cover a well of doubts. It's the spiritual science that Florence Scovel Shinn, a woman who understood that life is a game governed by precise laws, used to deliberately program the night, because the night, in its profound wisdom, is not absence, is not a void, is not the end of anything. The night is the Creator's secret workshop, the cosmic womb of reality, the silent laboratory where the blueprints of your tomorrow are drawn, revised, and approved. And money, that energy so often misunderstood and vilified, which is nothing more than divine energy in manifestation, a symbol of freedom, service, and value, does not respond to cries of desperation or anguished pleas. Money, like every form of abundance, responds to the vibration of certainty, to the calm of faith, to the truths whispered with conviction in the fertile darkness, just before surrendering to sleep. If you feel this message vibrates on a frequency you recognize, if there's a part of you that has always suspected there exists a more elegant and aligned way to create your reality, if you seek a method to tune your personal energy with the symphony of universal abundance, I invite you to subscribe and activate that bell. It's not just to receive a notification, it's a symbolic act, a declaration of your intention to actively participate in your own evolution. Each week we'll deepen together into these universal laws so you can stop being a victim of circumstances and become, step by step, a conscious, powerful, and deliberate magnet of prosperity. Before giving you the keys, it is absolutely fundamental that you understand the lock. You must understand the problem that almost no one names, the silent and deep root of scarcity that operates in the shadow of your nights. Think about how an average day ends. You arrive at bed, and although your body yearns for rest, your mind is a whirlwind, your forehead is tense, your shoulders loaded with an invisible weight, your stomach is a knot of apprehension, and then begins the nightly ritual of worry. You mentally review, like an accountant of disaster, the state of your finances, the bills that are due, the debts that grow, the bank balance that always seems insufficient, the opportunity you lost, the difficult conversation you'll have to face. And while this financial horror movie plays in your mind, you issue a verdict, a sentence for the next day. You think tomorrow will be just as hard. It's never enough. It's so difficult to get money. I don't know how I'm going to get out of this. And with that final order, with that directive loaded with fear and resignation, you fall asleep. Your conscious mind, the analytical and critical captain, finally rests. But your subconscious, that obedient giant, that loyal and literal servant that never sleeps, that manages the beats of your heart, the regeneration of your cells, and the architecture of your dreams, receives the instruction with meridian clarity: keep the same. Your last order of the day is more of the same, more struggle, more scarcity. And so, while you sleep, while you believe nothing is happening, your reality for the next day is being meticulously manufactured in the workshop of your deep mind, using as molds the worries and certainties of lack from the previous night. You wake up, and it's no wonder the day manifests exactly as you programmed it: an uphill struggle. Florence Scovel Shinn warned with a clarity that is sometimes relentless. The word is a hammer, it's a chisel, it's a tool of incalculable power. It builds or destroys, without exception. Every thought of lack that you allow to take root, every word of doubt that you speak aloud or in the silence of your mind, is a blow of that hammer that shapes the sculpture of your life. If you fall asleep thinking, "I don't have," your loyal subconscious spends 8 hours searching for all possible ways to ensure that when you wake up you find yourself in a world where indeed you don't have. Its loyalty to you is infinite, but it doesn't discern. It doesn't judge whether the order is good or bad for you. It simply executes it. It ensures that your external reality matches, like a perfect mirror, your predominant internal dialogue. Therefore, before I reveal the 3 phrases that will change everything, engrave this with fire in your heart. What we are about to do is not fairy tale magic, it's neurological and spiritual reprogramming. The night, and especially that twilight state just before sleeping, is moist, dark, and fertile earth. It's the most receptive soil that exists. Any seed of thought you drop at that moment, without the interference of the critical gardener that is your conscious mind, will germinate with amazing force. So the question is unavoidable: what seeds have you been planting, night after night, in the garden of your life? The seeds of fear, doubt, and worry, or the seeds of faith, certainty, and joyful expectation? Tonight, here and now, we're going to choose consciously. We're going to become deliberate gardeners of our own abundance. The first affirmation is the master key, the fundamental tool designed for a specific and powerful purpose to dissolve the rock of resistance and open wide the floodgates of universal supply. Just when your head touches the pillow, in that sacred and suspended moment between waking and sleep, when thoughts begin to lose their edge and the body surrenders, that's the moment to whisper it. Don't shout it, don't force it. Repeat it softly, almost voicelessly, as if sharing an intimate secret with the universe. Don't say it with the anxious energy of one who asks from lack, but with the sovereign calm of one who simply reports an irrefutable truth. Say, "Money flows to me freely, infinitely, and constantly." Repeat it 3 times, slowly. Allow each word to resonate in the space of your mind and in the cells of your body. Don't rush. Now, let's analyze its devastating power against the scarcity mentality. The flows. This word is a revolution. Notice what it doesn't say. It doesn't say I chase money. It doesn't say I fight for money. It doesn't say I kill myself working for money. It says flows. Imagine a river. Water doesn't struggle to reach the sea. It simply follows its nature, its path of least resistance. By affirming that money flows, you're disidentifying from the energy of pursuit, of hunting, of desperate effort, that screams, "I don't have it and need to catch it." You align with the natural current of abundance, which always moves toward where it's allowed to enter, becoming a channel instead of a dam. Freely. This word is the dynamite that unties all the mental knots of how, when, and from where. Freely means without conditions. It means it flows to you free from your doubts and others' opinions. It flows free from the economic conditions announced on the news. It flows free from your past history, your previous failures, the narrative of "in my family we've never had money." It flows free from guilt, shame, or the deep feeling of not deserving it. It's an unobstructed flow, an unconditional permission you give yourself to receive. Infinitely, here with a single word, you annihilate the greatest lie ever told to humanity, the illusion of scarcity. The idea that we live in a universe of limited resources, that there's a finite pie and for you to have more, someone must have less. The source of all good, call it God, universe, or infinite consciousness, is by definition infinite. Your prosperity takes absolutely nothing away from anyone. In fact, by becoming a larger channel, you have more to share and circulate. With this word, you disconnect from the small puddle of human economy and connect directly to the ocean of universal supply that knows no limits. Constantly. This is the antidote against the fear of the passing good streak or stroke of luck. The scarcity mentality always fears that the good will end. If unexpected money arrives, it immediately thinks this won't last. With the word constantly, you're not asking for an isolated event, you're declaring a new permanent state of being. You're establishing a rhythm, a frequency, a continuous current that doesn't stop, like the beats of your heart or the movement of tides. It's the difference between receiving a glass of water and positioning yourself at the edge of an inexhaustible spring. Guided visualization. While repeating the phrase for the second and third time, don't limit yourself to words, dress them with the senses. Imagine with eyes closed that from a point of light on your bedroom ceiling begins to descend a gentle stream of golden energy. Or if it feels more tangible, imagine they are new and bright bills, of the denomination that generates the most joy for you, falling gently, as if they were the golden leaves of a tree in autumn. They fall without haste, without violence, without the roar of an avalanche. They don't overwhelm or bury you. They simply settle around you, on your bed, on the floor, creating an atmosphere of peace, security, and absolute sufficiency. Feel the deep tranquility of being in the midst of this serene and constant flow. You don't have to do anything, you don't have to stretch your hand to collect them, your only job is to allow them to be there, to witness their arrival. Now invoke your other senses. Can you smell them? Perhaps they smell like new paper, like a printing press, like a mixture of cotton and linen. Can you feel the energy they emit? A warm, soft, and comforting vibration. Remain in that sensation of being surrounded, sustained, and nourished by this constant flow. Do this while repeating the phrase 3 times, and then simply, let it go. Don't cling to the image, let it be. Allow the image to melt into the silence of your mind, trusting that the impression has been made. If this first affirmation and its visualization are already beginning to resonate within you, if you feel a small click, a spark of recognition, take a brief pause in this journey. Think of one person, just one, who you know needs to remember their power to open the channels of abundance. Share this video with them. Sometimes, a simple reminder, a word of encouragement at just the right moment, can change the course of an entire life. Be that reminder for someone else. Now that we've opened the flow channel, we must adjust our own frequency to be able to receive it. The second affirmation is an energetic dial change. It changes the strident frequency of need for the resonant and magnetic frequency of worthiness. Need screams I lack. I don't have. Projecting a vibration of lack that by law of attraction can only attract more lack. Worthiness, on the other hand, whispers with unshakable calm, I already am. It's already here. It's my natural state. It's a subtle energetic change on the surface, but all-powerful in its foundations. With the same calm and security as the first affirmation, as the feeling of surrender deepens, now say, I am surrounded by abundance and everything I need comes to me easily. Repeat it 3 more times, allowing the truth of this phrase to flood you like a warm wave. Don't analyze it with the mind. Feel it in the body. Let's break down its transformative vibration. I am surrounded by abundance. This phrase is a radical exercise in refocusing your perception. The mind trained in scarcity scans the world looking for proof of lack. This affirmation forces you to do the opposite, to recognize the abundance that already envelops you and that you take for granted. The air you breathe, isn't it infinitely abundant? The intelligence and ideas that float in the quantum field, aren't they unlimited? The love you can feel for a child, a pet, or a sunset, isn't it a form of infinite abundance? The cells of your body, which number in the trillions and work in perfect harmony, aren't they a miracle of abundance? By forcing yourself to recognize any type of abundance, regardless of its form, you tune into the frequency of abundance itself. And once you vibrate on that frequency, you must, by law, attract it in all its manifestations, including the financial. Everything I need. Pay attention to the precision of these words. It doesn't say everything I desperately want, or everything my ego capriciously desires. It says everything I need. Here the word need doesn't refer to lack, but to divine requirement. It's a declaration of absolute trust, that the universe, in its infinite intelligence, knows exactly what you require to fulfill your life purpose, for your growth, your expansion, and your joy. You trust that nothing essential for the next step of your path will be lacking. It might not be the luxury car you want, but it will be the exact money to repair yours and get to that job interview that will change everything. It's a surrender to a wisdom greater than yours. Comes to me easily. This is perhaps the most revolutionary and healing part for most people. We are culturally and generationally programmed with the belief that wealth and success can only come from hard work, sacrifice, sweat and tears, incessant struggle. You're giving a new order, a new law for your reality. Prosperity has permission to come to you with grace, with ease, through synchronicity, through an inspired idea that comes in the shower, through a chance encounter, through an unexpected gift. This doesn't mean inaction. It means replacing forced and exhausting action with inspired and energizing action. It means stopping swimming against the current and starting to use the current in your favor. Guided visualization. When saying this phrase, change the imagery, feel and visualize how your room, all the space around you, begins to fill with a dense and warm golden light, as if the purest and most benevolent sunset sun were entering through all your windows and walls at once. This is not just light, it has substance, it has texture, it's like liquid golden honey. This light has a subtle and comforting fragrance. Perhaps it smells like opportunities, like fertile earth after rain, like freshly baked bread, like home. Now, feel how this dense golden light begins to penetrate through the pores of your skin. Feel how it fills every cell of your body, from feet to head. Feel how it dissolves, as if it were a sacred solvent, any knot of fear in your stomach, any oppression of anxiety in your chest, any tension of worry in your shoulders. Don't think about how the money will arrive. In this visualization, focus exclusively on the sensation of ease. Feel how your muscles, which have been contracted all day, finally relax and release. Feel your jaw free itself, your forehead smooth out, your breathing become even deeper and slower. You're floating, safe and sustained, in a warm ocean of ease and divine provision. Do this 3 times, and when finished, simply let that golden light cradle you and accompany you as you surrender completely to sleep. We arrive at the final seal. The first 2 affirmations opened the channel and adjusted your frequency. The third is the supreme act of faith that closes the energetic circuit and sends an unequivocal message to the universe. It is done. It's the alchemy of the 2 most powerful creative forces that exist in creation: gratitude and confident expectation. Before whispering it, perform a small gesture to anchor it physically. Place your right hand on your heart. Feel its beat, the rhythm of life within you. Breathe deeply once more, and as you exhale, whisper with deep and felt conviction, as if speaking directly with the source of all creation. I am grateful for all the abundance in my life, and I let it in without resistance. Repeat it 3 times, feeling the vibration of the words under your palm, resonating directly in your heart center. This is your anchor to the reality you're creating. I am grateful. Gratitude is the metaphysical law of increase. You're not just being grateful for what you already visibly have. You're taking a quantum leap. You're being grateful for the abundance that is already yours on the invisible plane, for the manifestation that is already on its way to you. Gratitude expressed in advance is the highest form of faith. It's a declaration that says, "Thank you, because I know my request has already been received and is being prepared with love. I fully trust the process." This act of anticipatory gratitude closes the energetic gap between desire and its physical manifestation. All the abundance in my life. This phrase is expansive and total. It includes the seen and the unseen. The money in your bank account and the check that hasn't arrived yet. The brilliant idea that's about to be born in your mind tomorrow morning, and the key person who will help you and whom you don't know yet. You embrace in a single act of recognition the past abundance that brought you here, the present abundance you often don't see, and the future abundance you're calling into existence. It's a holistic recognition that abundance is your natural state across all timelines. I let it in without resistance. This is your declaration of conscious surrender, and possibly the most crucial part. It's the explicit permission you give yourself to receive. With brutal honesty, we must admit that often, we ourselves are the ones blocking our own good with unconscious fears. Fear of the change that money will bring. Fear of the responsibility it entails. Fear of others' judgment. Fear of losing it once we have it. Or the deepest of all, the rooted fear of not deserving it. With this phrase, consciously, you lower all barriers, deactivate all self-sabotage programs, and open the door of your life wide open, without guards or conditions. Guided visualization while keeping your hand on your heart and repeating the affirmation. The final visualization is simple but immensely powerful. Imagine that the words you whisper don't dissipate in the air, but transform into an order note written with ink of light. And as you exhale for the last time, visualize how you send that order note directly to the cosmic kitchen or the universal warehouse. You send it with the total and absolute certainty of a customer who knows the chef is the best in the universe and the restaurant never fails. There's no doubt. There's no impatience. You don't wonder if they receive the order or if they'll prepare it well. Simply, you send it and relax in calm and happy expectation, like when you wait for a delicious meal you know with certainty is about to arrive at your table. Feel that intoxicating mixture of gratitude for the order already made and the deep drowsiness that invades you. It's the perfect combination, the ideal state to hand over your orders to the subconscious and let it work. And now the most important step. Nothing, do nothing more. You have planted the seeds with intention, love, and faith. Now the work belongs to the divine gardener, to the infinite intelligence of the subconscious and the universe. Don't force more thoughts. Don't mentally review whether you did the ritual right or wrong. Don't wonder if it will work. Any act of review or doubt is like digging up the seed to see if it's growing, an act that guarantees it won't. Let the seeds fall by themselves and settle in the fertile and dark earth of your subconscious mind. If during the night, or just in that limbo before falling completely asleep, an old worry emerges, a sharp doubt, or an anxious thought about a bill, don't fight against it. Don't get frustrated. Resistance only gives it more strength. Simply acknowledge it without judgment, and say gently, like to a frightened child, I see you, but now I surrender you, and refocus on the sensation of your breathing, or on the sensation of the golden light. This nightly ritual hasn't taken you even 5 minutes, but you've made the fundamental difference, the only one that matters. You've consciously chosen to fall asleep in the solution, instead of falling asleep, one more night, in the problem. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that wealth is not an accumulation of things, it's a state of consciousness. It begins in unshakable faith, in the awareness of abundance as the natural state of being. Each night, on the edge of sleep, you have in your hands the master key to cultivate that consciousness. Use it. Use it with the same simplicity, discipline, and naturalness with which you brush your teeth. Consider it spiritual hygiene, and tomorrow, when you open your eyes, don't make the mistake of looking for $1 million under the pillow. Look for the subtle signs, the universe's winks. Look for the evidence. A new and brilliant idea that appears out of nowhere while you shower. A sudden impulse to call an old contact. A sensation of peace and confidence where before there was only anxiety. A small bill that resolves unexpectedly. A door that previously seemed sealed and now, mysteriously, shows itself ajar. That's where everything begins. That's the universe whispering to you, I have heard you. I'm on it. Trust. Before this night ends and you surrender to sleep, seal your intention in the physical world. Write in the comments section of this video the following declaration: while I sleep, abundance seeks me and finds me. This act is not for the video's algorithm, it's a command for your mind's algorithm. It's your signature on a new contract with your subconscious. It's a public declaration to universal energy that you're ready and open to receive. Save this video. Return to it every night until these truths stop being an exercise and become your second nature, your new way of being. And then, simply, observe with fascination how your world transforms, whisper by whisper, night after night.